sets one of their Donnas active. What we're going to do is they might activate this to rest something. And we're going to counter that with our own little trick. Welcome back everyone, I hope you're doing well. I have a Yamato video for you today. Now I've got plenty of games lined up. Do stick around for the games. I've got a Belo Betty. Now you've seen Belo Betty before, nothing new, but just another game how Yamato does well into it. Have a look because I don't get the ideal cards, but still able to perform with the Yamato into that deck. We have a yellow kid. It's a very interesting kind of game. It's a really hard one to navigate. And finally, I've got a Bonney matchup. And Bonney, I feel like she is the hardest deck for Yamato to actually go against. I feel like I put up a very good performance against it. Do check that out because I think that would be the feature match. If you're going to check out one, do check that one out. I'm going to have the timestamps in the description so you can go straight to the video that you want. If you don't want to stick around, I'm going to talk through this deck that we have in front of us today. If you haven't seen it before, I mean, there are some new cards in this deck, so do stick around for that too, please. If you just want to see the games, go right ahead. Let's jump into this deck list. Okay. So, a few of the core cards that we have for Yamato. If you don't know Yamato, she is a double attack leader, really strong. She has an activate main once per turn. If your opponent has 3 life or less, we can attach 2 rested Don from our field onto a character on the board. Very strong effect also, but it does have that 3 life requirement. And what we're constantly doing with this deck is working out, do we want our opponent to be under 3, or sorry, at 3 or over 3? And if they can be at 3, that is ideal. But when we're dealing with these 4 life leaders, it is very difficult to hit that. So if you're dealing with a 5, it feels a lot more comfortable to actually swing into them. Where if you've got something like a Betty, if you swing a 5k attack and you don't want them to take it, they just might take it. So be careful with how you play this. You're really trying to estimate, will they defend or will they not? The whole game. This is how Yamato is played and played best. Let's look at these cards here. So we have, let's start with this Yamato. She's our searcher. She also doubles up that she's got this effect. When 2 Don are on her, she'll gain 3000 power, which is very strong because we can just get the 2 Don on from this effect. So she is not just a searcher by any means. She is there to attack and she will always be around when you need her. We have now, because we are a double attack leader, we have a couple banish cards to double into this. We've got 7 in total. We got the Nummy here, very stock standard banish. The better one's the Izzo because it's searchable through from this Yamato effect. And it also has an additional effect when you throw 2 Don onto her, which once again we can do with our leader once we're below 3 or 3 or below. It turns into a blocker. So it doubles up. We banish first and then we block later. Can't ask for more out of a card. This is a 4 of in every Yamato deck for sure. All right, let's go past the banish for a second. The other one that I've got to say I find is really cool. See, a lot of Yamato players run this at 3. I personally feel like it's a 4 because it is great at the start, it is great at the end. Toniyasu, you pay 2, you get a 3k buff. Not only that, it's an activate main, so you have to trash the card, but you activate main to trash the card and then you get the +3 power. The reason I think this is really cool is you can use this to swing into little bodies on the field before activating it, so you can get some sort of effect on the board before doing this 3 cost, 3 plus 3,000 power. The other reason why this is really good is if you've got extra Don that you want to utilize, right? Let's say I've got, 2 Don left, and well, I've got no rested Don because I've played everything else out. Sorry, I've got no rested Don because I've attached it all to my board. Well, how am I meant to then get 2 Don onto something like this? I could just play that last 2 Don onto it, or I could play out Toniyasu and then move my rested Don now onto this. So it pairs well, being 2, it's 2 Don I can spend to then put onto something else. This is why it's so strong in the end game, because if I've got 10 Don at the end and I've got, say, a Hody on board, I use 7 for Hody, I've got 3 left. I could play 3 Don onto Yamato, or I could play 3 onto, so use 2 here, put 1 on Yamato and bump it up to a 4. So that's then a swinging 9 instead of 8. And then you can still send 2 here. And if you've got a full board of, say, all of, 5Ks and you buff them all plus 2, you can still use this one here to gain that extra effect. So I'm probably explaining this terribly right now, but you can, if you put 2 Don on here, 2 Don on here, 2 Don on here, 2 Don on here, you've only got 2 Don left, and instead you can play this out, buff up the leader, and use the rested Don. So you've gained an extra 3,000 power for free just by having this here, and 3,000's a lot. It goes a long, long way when you're trying to close out games, which Yamato is constantly trying to do. Let's come back to this. So we've got a lot of trigger cards here. We're trying to trigger out bodies. We've got this one here is great. Triggers out to be a 5k body. You have to have 3 or less. Sorry, your opponent has to have 3 or less life. Same with this one, except this one here is really good because if your opponent KOs it, we gain a life. This one is another one, same deal. They have to be at 3 or less life. And it triggers onto the field. Now it's only a 4k power, but it's got a really sweet when attacking effect. It rested on. Really strong in this Gum Gum Giant meta. Being able to rest that Don, pair it with a Hody. You're resting 1, you're resting 2, you're resting 3 Don. If they're trying to play around Hody and this one pops out of life, they have just lost the game. Can't underestimate how strong this card is. Have thought about playing one more, but this list is quite tight. All right, let's go into why I say this is a knife's edge, because it's sounding like everything we want is going to be when our opponent is at 3 or less life. The reason why we might want them more is because of this card here. This card, if your opponent's at 3 or more life, you can KO a 5 cost or less. Really, really strong for clearing the board. A lot of things that you want to get rid of with this card, and trading a 3 for a 5 is so effective. Can't praise this card enough. Really can't. And a lot of the games, you're kind of going to want to slow them down to maintain the use of this card. Keep them at 3 or more life, just so you can play this card while you're depleting their hand. So if you start to play, there's 2 ways that you play Yamato, and one is you're going in for this very aggro strategy where you just hit them as fast as you can. The other way is going for a starve strategy. And the way I usually, there's some games you can take on either way, like Betty, for instance. The way you want to take that is if they take the swing, if you swing 5k with your leader and they take it, you're going for an aggro strategy. If they defend it, you're going for a starve strategy. And if you're going for a starve strategy, this is the number 1 card you want to keep, because it starves, it takes the board away, so it's adding to that starve effect. Really strong. This is your secondary KO body that you've got. It costs a life to do it, but it is more often than not the thing that you want to do. It is a plus 2k as well, so very strong counter when you're not using it to KO. We haven't talked about the Momos here. Momos are great. I've got 2 of each. I'd run more if I had more space in the deck. Like most of the cards here, they're all very good. This one is your rush card. Pairs well. We've got 5 rush cards in total. It also buffs up your leader when you've got 2 or less, when you yourself have 2 or less life. Buffs your leader by +1. You need to get rid of 2 Don that are attached to turn it into a rush, but it itself then gains +1. So it is it's a very strong card, and it actually puts out more power than Hody. So if you've got no blockers, no Don up, this is the card, this is the rush card that you want. Where if you have, other obstacles in the way, Hody is the card of choice, and usually there's obstacles in the way, and Hody ends up being the card of choice, and this is why we've got more Hody than we do of Momo. This one, however, if I was to choose one Momo to bump up, it would be this one here, because this one allows you to play the starve game a little bit more effectively. It delays the game because you can play a card, a Wano card into your life and establish a blocker in one turn. That's like, 2 points of value in your favor right there. Very, very strong. The other reason why I really like this card is if I play a banish, miss, I can play this one here, put the banish into my life, take the hit. Now I've got it to play out again. So you can cycle this, the cards that you can't find much more effectively if you've got this in hand. So I really like this card as a whole. Other ones we haven't talked about. We've got this 2k counter as well. This is not just a 2k counter, it is something that can rest our opponent's 4 cost or less. Very effective. We want as much as we can to rest our opponent's characters. Get past their blockers so we can get these banish swings in. This is another very effective card. We can rest a 5 cost or less for only 2 Don. So this is usually a better choice than this. And just save this for a 2k counter. This also doubles as a counter. If you've got 1 Don up, you've got 3000 power of counter. Really strong, versatile card. 2 is the number I love and wouldn't change that. It's going to stay in the deck for some time. Last card we haven't talked about. Not one to spend long on. Actually, there is another one we need to talk about. We won't spend long on Hiyori. Hiyori, she's great. We can put whatever trigger we want to life. We can also use it as a sort of pseudo searcher in our life to have a look for a card that we're looking for. If we're looking for a banish or something like that, can help us in that. So yeah, it is a useful card. It's also a 2k if it's not going to be useful. This is a card we need to talk about. I find that Kid is the hardest card we can deal with. The Kid I'm talking about is, of course, the 8 cost wall Kid. Being an 8 cost is very difficult for a yellow or green deck to deal with because we don't have answers for that number. The other card I did consider that could possibly deal with it is the 8 cost Katakuri, because it can put Kid into life, which does pair nicely with our leader as well, because we put it into life, we throw on banish, and we banish their life away. We have essentially removed the Kid. It also bypasses Rosinante, so very good choice of card. I've gone with this instead because it hard counters that, it just hard deals with that. It puts it straight to trash. If they have Rosinante, no, it does not. Then we might need to rest Rosinante, attack into we can't attack into Rosinante. This is the problem. We have to deal with the Rosinante first, which is, it's just problematic. You have to play these things to deal with the Rosinante and then go for this for another turn. So much more difficult to deal with as a whole. Katakuri could be a better option. Not fully convinced about this card. The reason why this card exists is because it can deal with other decks better than Kata can. It can KO bigger bodies. It has no limit. As long as that character's rested, you can KO it. Doesn't matter what cost it is. So it is a versatile card in that respect. And, you know, I wouldn't say it's the MVP, but it does come up in my Bonney match. And don't know if I would have won without it. Let's just say that. Has it earned its spot? Let me know in the comments if this card has earned its spot in the deck or if I should take it out and find a different option to deal with this kid, which I think is becoming a bigger problem in the current meta. Anyway, these are the cards we're working with. We do have the matches lined right up, so sit back, enjoy, or grab a pencil and paper and take down some notes because we got some killer things coming up. Let's jump on in. We got a Betty. Let's take her down. Mulligan that. What is this? What is this? Guess we're going to go for a banish strategy. And race them here. We're just going to race them to the win. Okay. Maybe we do this first. Could do with a banish card. Let's see what they do here. They might take. Nope. That's good. And drop this. All right. This is a really good position. That's a good card for us to see right now. Depends what this next one is. Don't know about this as a move. Counter out of that. Take this on. So they've got two cards here. We drop this. Toniyasu. That means they need to ditch both cards if they want to defend this. Now we attack in at this here. We've got another Yamato we can play. We'll grab some defense. We'll get a 2k. And we'll grab a Toniyasu for next turn. And do the same thing again. They've got no cards. This is not good for them. Nice quick win here. Gonna take it on turn 4. I mean, they can defend. We got this doubles up as a rester, so we can get through anything other than the koala. The koala is a really strong card for that Betty deck. I feel like it's underrated, but it's a big reason why it's able to contend. Just out of range of all those things that aim for 5k. Okay, going too heavy on this. Going too heavy on this. And was that a play of Zeus? Oh no, they trashed Zeus. They use this effect. Found Inazuma. So they've got a rush card. Inazuma is a 1k as well. So We'll remember that. 7 at face. We're going to take that. No trigger. We can take everything here. Take that. One more. Take that. Inazuma comes down. Sorry. Very sorry here. But you've got nothing to stop this. Yamato Betty. Let's find another one. Alright. Kid. Haven't seen a kid in a while. Gonna mulligan that hand. No Yamatos or anything. Alright. Banish is good against these kind of decks because there's no harm in taking them down to 3. We can still assure them. Ideally, we'd want a Yamato and pair it with a 5k swing. I think I'm just going to test the water here. I don't mind if they do go and take this. And 2 1ks is telling. Very telling. Which means we should easily get the banish in next time. Even if we've got no... Yeah, even if we don't commit Don, I think the turn might be they play a blocker or they turn something into a blocker. We assure the blocker away and then we do the banish. That's all our Don. We take this one. And then we, yeah, hit through for 3. Nothing here. I might just do this then. I think 3 is enough. And we'll keep this here for next time. Because there might be a bigger body we need to banish. If this is 2/2s though, no. Good. Good. And blocker. So yeah, we can still make full use next turn of 2 Assurers if we have to. We've taken a lot of hits. We're going to take it. Alright. Do I want to kill this one? Let's look for more banish. No banish. Healer. A healer could be good. Heal and... I don't know how much they've got here. Maybe 2 more ones? Nope. Don't have it. They do not have it. Let's survive another turn here. I'm going to put this at... There's no point with the banish anymore, actually. I'll put this on. And we'll throw 2 rested on here. Now we've got 2 defenders. That's 5 things they need to get through before they get the final blow. Yep. Actually was good. Gonna defend that one. This will turn into their blocker too, so we won't be able to get past that easily. Unless we find a Hody. Another blocker. One of these. That could be good. Okay. I think we just need to slow play this. We got 4. I'm going to add to here 1 more and swing in. That one's gone now. Now we'll play out one of these and 2 Don on here and just end it here. And if they do put 1 more on, we start KOing stuff. Sacrificing life. Okay. Not a bad play. I mean, they can just bring it back. Really, tricky to navigate this. Okay, another heal. Running low on cards in hand. Running low. Gotta banish. Okay, I think we go low here. Keep going low. Interesting. What to do here? I might play this out. Take the bottom because we've already done the top. There's our Hody. Could have done with that before. I want to save 1 here. Which means we're going to hit for 9, which is what this is. And then with that 2 that I use, and this is the only reason why I used Hiyori, with that 2, I'm going to turn this into a blocker. And end there. Having the Hody is great. We now have a win condition. 1 life, 2 life, hit. They've got, 2 up their sleeve. We need to block 2 here. I doubt they'll get the others involved, but if they do, that's fine. So right now, we've got 5k encounter plus the 3. And we still do have a blocker as well. So might only be 1 that we need to defend. Okay. 2 we need to defend, but they won't have enough now. Got them covered. Easy. Tempted to block that. Rightio. Give me life. They'll turn this one into the blocker. 2 up. They can't do the blocker because they don't have the life. Okay, this is game. Yep. Got there. That was tricky to navigate. Was tricky, and I think they didn't see enough of this this beige, which we did get rid of one from our banish here. So that was a lucky banish. Think that game worked in our favor, but could have gone the other way. It was really really hard to know what was coming up next, and I didn't know that they run this card either. So that was an interesting addition. Let's do one more. All right, Bonney. Bonney is the trickiest match you will find with this deck. Guarantee. I think I understand what I need to do. We're going a second. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. What we need to do is give them nothing. Give them nothing. Don't have any banish yet, so I'll grab that. We can't swing more. We might not even swing right now. And we will defend. Right. Give them nothing. Going to try and go as wide as possible. I think this card's going to be good for us as well. They'll end up having to kill it. So I'll play this out next turn. Missing the 2Ks. We're just going to do this. Dropping another one. Okay. Another kid killer. So this sets one of their Donnas active. Sets one of their Donnas active. What we're going to do is they might activate this to rest something. And we're going to counter that with our own little trick. That's what I was hoping you'd do. Because this is going at the top of my life. How do you like that, Bonney? All right, 5 versus 5. They've got a bigger hand. Bonney always has a big hand. This is one of the problems with Bonney. And because they're resting one each time, it means less swings, so they defend less and maintain that hand size. This is how they do it. Hitting here. Going to Hiyori, this one away. Cavendish. Okay. We found a 2K through this search here. What's the chance we can find an Ashura here? Or do we even need to worry about it? Let's go in. Two, 4, 2. Maybe we just hit with 3 and see how they respond to that. And then use the Okiku here. They might defend this. We know they've got A2K, so good chance that they're going to defend. Getting the 1, resting this. Two cards. 1, 2, 3. Oof. This is good. Low hand is good. Hody, okay. You can't banish our board though, so what's the play here? Not the worst to lose. Hody into this. Yep. I mean, this is overkill, right? We've got 1 card in hand. 1 Don was enough. Okay, let's gotta clear their board. I don't think they've got a lot here, and this is the problem card right now. So let's do 2 over. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll do 2 over. And then this will get rested. And now we're going to have a look. See what's at the top here. Toniyasu. We can do 5 into this. I think we're just going to do that. Yeah. We'll do 1 over. Man, I hate Betty so much. I mean, I hate this Bonney deck so much. It's just a nightmare. 2 1s. They didn't have a 2K before, so I don't think they can protect it. All right. 4 versus 4. We've got a bigger board, but all it takes is 1 kid right now, and we are doomed. We've got no play. Zorro. They got Zorro. That's interesting. This is interesting. Couldn't defend before, so what's the chance they can defend now? They've got 1 up. We take 2. And then we do a 7. They should be able to counter out. They might not want to though. And I wonder if they'll just I wonder what they'll do with their Zorro. If they'll do just 2 swings. Okay. Don't know that they want to swing into this. I think they'll just keep resting it. Good play. Getting more cards again. Thing is, if we can trigger a body right now, they're in trouble. And if we get a Hody as well, we can get around this this life business. Actually, any rush, we can get around this. But yeah, because they've got this card is preventing the Hody from protecting this. Freezing this, okay. All right, 1. No trigger. 2. Leaving it there. Oh, they went for it. They went for it. Keep this one handy. Swing it live. Get rid of a 1k. No need for them to do this yet. And then we've got 7k. And a really strong chance. Really strong chance here. Because if they divide a 2k, okay, they must not have much. I mean, a kid wall could come down at any moment then. That is a likely scenario. So 7k counter. They need to make a decision whether they try and take this. There's no reason why they can't swing with this. They can still activate 1 from it, so going for protection. There's no kid then. Doji that one. He still has potential offensive power, so that's the secondary one of our choice. We can defend that too. What do they got for 7? That's the question. 5 to Rosinante. To this blocker. So, think we're good. Think we're good. We swing with this. We swing with this. We rest this first. Let's just do that. We rest that. We swing with this. They need to rest it on. They could have another counter up their sleeve, but they're not blocking this 11. That's for sure. Do we do that first because they'll rest it otherwise. Now they'll rest a Kiku Nojo here, And we have now +9, so 14 at face that they need to defend. Going here. I don't think it matters now. Now it's 15 at face. Just to make sure this goes through. Oh. Even if they restand this to gain 1, that's +3, that's +9, we're still got them. Tricky match. This is honestly the hardest match you can find, I think, for Yamato. You don't have the big bodies. They can just control you the whole way. And yeah, it is. You can't take the aggressive route on Bonney. They just control you too much. You have to play it real slow and very carefully. I hope you enjoyed these games. If you did, please drop a comment. Tell me which game you liked the most, and are you interested in running Yamato in a bigger competition? I'm very curious about, if you guys are looking to play her. Are you guys liking rogue decks in general? They're kind of my favorite. I always feel that it's not worth playing, or I don't get the satisfaction from playing the main meta decks, and the reason being is when you win with those decks, it feels empty. You don't know, did I win because of the skill, or did I win because I'm using the best deck? Where when you play a deck like this, Yamato is not seen as superior to Bonney. And when you can beat a Bonney with a Yamato, you know you've played it well, and that is the reason why I'm playing these kind of decks. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a like, give me a sub if you feel, and until next time, look after yourselves and look after your decks.